Hey guys, let's recap Real Housewives of Atlanta, the episode that came on last night, the trip to Blue Ridge Mountain, and the interaction with Marlo and Kenya. But until we get to that part in particular, I'm just going to recap a little bit of what happened leading up to the actual dinner. So the episode starts out with Candy and Kenya taking their daughters Brooklyn and Blaze out for a play date to have fun, and the little girls are both adorable. They both seem like they had a great time. So Candy and Kenya were able to sit down and pretty much talk and catch up. So Candy basically, they actually, okay, before I get into what Candy said about Marlo, we all know last week Sheree had a party, a get together, and all the women were there. So, and we remember Marlo, tried to start it up with Kenya as usual, but Kenya definitely ignored it and didn't let Marlo affect her or, get her upset at that gathering. So, Candy and Kenya are talking, and Kenya, she brings up how Marlo tried to ruin it. And that she just clearly does not trust Marlo. And I mean, who would? Especially Kenya. Like Marlo is she's a funny character, and I mean she does not come off sincere, she does not come off genuine, she despises Kenya, and it's like she's just gonna get under her skin no matter what. She'll sit there in one breath and say I love you, this and that, you're this, you're that, and I just don't think she means any of it. I mean, she just truly does not like Kenya. Okay, so, Kenya is fully aware and she knows that Marlo tried to ruin her night because she saw that Kenya was a little, letting loose, having a couple of drinks, having fun, enjoying herself, laughing, not being a stern, always serious Kenya that we see usually on the show. So they talk about, Candy actually brings up to Kenya about the issue with Marlo and the sons, well, not Marlo's sons, her nephews, and basically how she kicked them out. And Kenya made actually a very good point by saying that Marlo was just adding to their trauma by doing that, which I totally agree on. That's traumatizing, to have these kids stay with you and take them in under your wing and raise them, and then the second that they get under your skin and make you upset, like you're kicking them, sending them out off to your sister that already has 4 kids. Okay, so it's just I agree with Kenya saying that. So they just were talking about that. So Kenya basically now, not Kenya, I'm sorry, Candy. I keep getting them two names confused, mixed up. Candy sits at home. She's trying to get her clothes together for this trip. So she's with her assistant and she ends up calling Marlo to let Marlo know that Kenya is not coming. So when Candy tells Marlo this, Marlo basically acts as if, she's okay. Like, we'll survive. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares, basically, that Kenya is not going to come, fine, right? So next scene is Marlo with her sister Crystal, and Crystal is Marlo's sister, who she actually was her guardian when Crystal was 14 years old. So Crystal knows what it's like having Marlo basically, be her guardian, and she was just basically filling Marlo in on how the boys have been since they've been staying with her, and trying to give Marlo some advice, telling Marlo that she needs to be more structured around, with the boys, and don't, it's certain things that you shouldn't say to them, even if you feel that way. It's a way you have to be gentle and talk to them. It's very important, like what the message you give them and what you say to them. They need comfort. They need to know that they're loved. They need stability. They can't, it's hard to have the person that you're staying with taking care of you basically telling you like you're getting on my nerves and I want to leave and I don't want, like, it's annoying. Like, it's not good for their mental health, for the boys' mental health. We're not talking about Marlo, the boys. This is what's important in a situation because that's who she's taken in to raise, so her sister Crystal was absolutely right with telling her that. And let's see, at the next scene after that, I think not Marlo. Oh yes, Marlo and Sheree meet up to drive to the mountains, right? And we see that Sheree's foot is injured, she says, from trying on rain boots, and like I guess she slipped her foot in, and the pinky toe got like didn't go down with the other toes, and it ended up I guess being yanked back or whatever she was trying to say. But I just find that weird, like, huh? But I didn't have time to really just dwell on it because I was still watching the rest of the episode. But I'm just like, how does that happen with trying on some rain boots? So Candy, Drew, and Manetta meet up at, I believe, Candy's house to, drive to the mountains. They were all meeting up. So now Sheree is with Marlo, and it's Candy, Manetta, and Drew. They're driving with the driver in their car. So the car comes, and actually, before the ride gets there, a delivery person comes and hands Candy a bag, and she says that it's a delivery from Old Lady Gang from Marlo. Like Marlo sent over some food, I guess, for the ride for the women, which is fine. Candy was, of course, happy. The women get in the car. The food is smelling good. They like ready to eat. So Candy whips out opens it. I think Candy had taken some chicken out already, actually. She had taken some chicken out to start eating it. And the driver is like that they can't eat in the car. The driver's like, they can't eat in the car. So look at Candy's face back here. Yeah, you see she has the food in her hand with the bag. So she had it open and she had to close it. She's looking like, what? Even look at Drew. Look how Drew's looking like, wait a minute. Like, what do you mean we can't eat in the car? So Candy's like, you know what? Well, we're going to have to go back in the house and eat. You're going to have to wait for us to eat, which I totally agree with. Like when food, I'm not trying to have this food get soggy, have to wait an hour and a half. I think they said was how long it took to get there. I'm not holding this good smelling food in my hands, right here with me, while we driving, and I can't open it and eat it. And that's weird to me because when you take a rental, you have a driver and you're paying for a service. Okay. You should be able to eat. Granted, let's say they did make a little mess in the car or spill something like a little bit of sauce or whatever the case may be. Don't these cars get detailed and don't these cars get cleaned for a service like this? For the car that they had an Aston Martin. So this is a luxury car. So I don't understand. Even if they did make a little bit of mess, it should be no problem because you're driving here. I think that Marlo kind of set that up because if you notice when Marlo and Sheree were eating, they had like cold cuts. It wasn't messy. It wasn't easy, just finger food. Like that's what they had. So Marlo sends them chicken. Why didn't you send them the finger food too? I really think that Marlo set that up. I really think Marlo wanted to be petty. She did that on purpose. This is what I mean about Marlo. She does things and people try to think she wants people to think she's doing it from the kindness of her heart. Like I'm being considerate, but you just did that. You sat there and gave them some food, sent them some food, but yet they can't eat it in a car. So Candy, like she said, we're going to eat this in the house. The driver, you're going to have to wait for us to finish, which is exactly what I would have did too. I'm not going to hold that in my lap while we drive for almost 2 hours and then have to wait to eat when I get in the house. Nope. So I'm happy that Candy did that. So after that happens, the women get to the cabin. The cabin was very beautiful. I will give Marlo that. It was nice. The whole setup of it, just the way it was decorated, the rooms, everything was nice. So the Marlo has the women pick their rooms by figuring out what message on the candle is the message about, basically. So she had candles, she had messages written on candles, and each candle pertained to a woman, and whoever guessed who the woman that the message on the candle was about was able to pick go pick whichever room that they wanted. And this is when it hit me like Marlo really wanted Kenya to be in this moment so that she could give her the shittiest room or purposely just be able to control where, the room. And this is another thing. Marlo let the women pick their room if they picked the message, right? But granted, I bet you if Kenya would have came and if Kenya would have been there, I bet you the rules would have been different. Meaning, she will pick the room that they get, if they get it, or if they don't get it. It would have been a twist to that. She would have made sure that Kenya had a headache from picking out a room. This is what I've concluded, because Marlo was just too evil, and it's like she was so mad that Kenya wasn't there, but she tried to, of course, play it off. So that's what happened with that. All the women did it, and they all got their rooms. So now we're gonna go into. Oh, and by the way, I just want to show a picture of Marlo's son's nephews. I keep saying sons, but nephews, because they're so cute, and I really wish that she wouldn't put them through this. I don't care if it's for a check on TV. It does not matter. Like, you just don't do that, you know. So now we're at the dinner. The women, after that, after they select their rooms, they all went and took the Sprinter to a place that they, a restaurant or some place that they went to eat at. Sanya, mind you, I didn't even bring her up yet, but Sanya, she did have a part in the episode last night where her and her husband had to go to Florida real quick, because she's coming out with a fitness video or something like that. And she has not met up with the ladies yet. She says that she'll come meet them at the place that they're at. So still right now, as of now, we're not expecting Kenya. So once the women get there and go out to eat, Marlo makes it her business to say to Candy, like she wants to see Candy drunk. She's never seen Candy drunk, She's telling Candy this. And Candy's like, well, listen, I don't drink. And so Candy says in her confessional that, like, we're going to get the same Candy all the time. I guess Candy knows her limit, and she knows that if she, once she gets drunk, she goes to another level. And I guess she doesn't want to play it out on camera. I don't think that Candy 100% does not drink. I just think she does not drink when she's filming Housewives of Atlanta, because she does not want to come off, or just like how she said, you're going to get the same Candy all the time. So that's just something to think about and remember. And when Marlo said that, I was like, you know what? I've never even really noticed that Candy never drinks. See, Marlo had to highlight that, to let people know, because now I was like, wow. I was like, I can't remember or don't remember even seeing Candy drink, right? Like, it sounds crazy now. Candy's been on the show since forever. So I find that very, 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 very weird. But hey, to each his own. If she doesn't drink, she doesn't drink. Whatever. So now let's see. Candy gets a text from Kenya saying, like, asking, are people asking about me? Come meet me. So Candy gets up, goes and meets Kenya. They come back in, and Kenya was, all the women were happy to see Kenya, and they just, they were happy to see her. And of course, Marlo had the look on her face, like she just look of like, ugh, that look she gives, because she saw now the attention has been shifted from her. Her, and now it's to Kenya. Everybody's happy to see Kenya there, and they want, of course, Kenya to stay at the home at Blue Ridge Manor with them. So let's see. After that, Sanya comes, right? Sanya comes, and she actually has an announcement for the women that they're all going to go to Jamaica, and that they all can bring a +1. So it's a trip coming up to Jamaica soon, probably within the next couple of episodes. They're going to Jamaica, and it's everyone can bring a +1. So Marlo, Sanya said in her confessional that she didn't want to take the shine away from Marlo. But listen, at this point, I don't like Sanya. She seems like she's kissing Marlo's ass. When her and Drew had their little beef, it was I wasn't on neither one of them side, to be honest. But now, ever since this whole Marlo and Kenya and Sanya inserting her thoughts, and mind you, she's only a first season housewife. She was never a friend of the show. So this is your first season here, and you're chiming in on something for a beef that has lasted for years. It's been so much back and forth between Kenya and Marlo. Sanya, you should stay neutral, and you shouldn't say anything. Because if you're cool with both of these women, that's what you do. But it seems like you're taking Marlo's side a little bit more, especially these past couple of episodes. Like, just a sudden shift out of nowhere, just all of a sudden she's like Team Marlo. So it's just like, girl, they could get rid of her for next season, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really a fan of her, and I'm not liking the way she is on the show, especially with the women. And then with Lisa Wu coming at her last week, and then like, see, yeah. So you got bigger problems than sitting here trying to put your nose in Kenya and Marlo's business. But hey, who cares, right? When it comes to Sanya. At least I don't. So, all right. So Sanya comes tell the women about the trip and everything, right? And here come Marlo again, asking Kenya about her spending the night at the manor. She wants to know, now that Kenya's here, are you going to be staying here? And Kenya's like that she has Brooklyn with her. She was waiting on Brooklyn, right? She's saying that she's waiting on Brooklyn, and Marlo was not happy with that. Even Candy was like from the side saying like, you should spend the night. Marlo's telling Kenya, well, listen, if you have Brooklyn, she's more than welcome to stay. Like, of course, bring Brooklyn. And Kenya says that she has her own house in that area. Like, she must have rented, a place out for her to stay at with Brooklyn. And Marlo gets highly upset because Marlo's like, well, Kenya, this is my weekend. If you can't stay at the house, then you can't come to the house. Because Kenya was basically saying, I'll come over, but I don't think that I'll be spending the night there. And Marlo's saying, listen, if you're not going to be spending the night, then you can't come over. This is my weekend. And it's like, okay, Marlo, chill out. We all know all the women get to host something throughout the season. They get a turn to do something, take the women somewhere, throw something, do this, do that. We get this is your thing. This is your get together, Marlo. We understand that. But you're taking it too far, okay? You're acting like, listen, this 72 hours, I need some relaxed time. I need to chill with my girls. I need to hang out. I need to enjoy myself. It's like at this point, what's wrong with Kenya coming to hang out with the women, but not bringing her daughter to stay there? Her and Marlo do not get along. Marlo just tried to throw a drink on Kenya last week at Sheree's house. Kenya knows what Marlo's trying to do. She wants Kenya there so she can give Kenya a room and control Kenya and make Kenya mad. And Kenya's like, I'll be damned if you do that while my daughter's here, let alone me by myself. Like, I'm just over Marlo. Like, we are not friends. We won't be friends. We don't like each other. We don't get along. Marlo has hit below the belt so many times with Kenya. She's always doing it constantly. She just brought Mark up last week. She's always doing something, and she knows she needs Kenya there to stir it up, because Kenya's the only one Marlo likes to really feud with. She loves feuding with Kenya, and she's going to continue to do so, but she wants to have this fake friendship with her when y'all are not friends. So Kenya had to pretty much let Marlo know, and I have a clip of that interaction with what Kenya said to Marlo, as far as, this is why I don't want to stay there, or this is why I don't want to be friends with you. So just take a look at this and we'll talk after.
So my issue with you is that I feel like everything about you is not sincere. When you say things like you want to be everyone's friend, but you're the worst friend here, that's not sincere. You're not a friend. You don't know how to be a friend. You don't know how to love. So if it's the love that you're saying that you have for me, I don't want that kind of love, because it's not healthy love. It's toxic. So when you call me a liar, that is what I have forgiven you for you telling me that I was lying about having a child. And that was unforgivable. But I forgave you anyway. And I said, I'm going to start anew with you. And you come right back and you accuse me of lying. So no, Marlo, you don't get any more chances with me, because what you say is bullshit. So that's all I really have to say. I'm done. So my issue with you is that I feel.
And Kenya pretty much summed it up extremely well. Polite. She did not have to come out of her face. She did not have to raise her voice. She said exactly how she felt. And whoever has been watching this show should totally understand where Kenya's coming from. Marlo has just really said the worst things to Kenya. And when Kenya mentioned the pregnancy thing, I actually forgot about that. I actually forgot that that Marlo was saying that Kenya was lying about being pregnant. Now, she said Kenya was lying about being sick. Kenya looked sick. She sounded sick. And we all know for some reason, I guess they can't mention COVID or why, I had to get tested. And they know that for these scenes, for this season when they were filming this, I'm pretty sure before they could film together, these women had to get tested, COVID tested. Kenya, of course, had her makeup and stuff done because she was prepared to come. And then maybe she got a positive COVID test and couldn't say it on camera. So Marlo's just gonna say what she can say to make it seem like Kenya's lying. Like, I mean, knock it off, Marlo. Marlo, you've sat here, you talk about Kenya not having a mom. You talk about Mark all the time, not wanting Kenya, her playing herself. I mean, you call Kenya a slut, say that she's slept around with a lot of rappers. I mean, you say the worst things about Kenya every episode. And now that you finally have a peach and you are able to throw a party or an event, get together, the first thing you want to do is sit here and just be as petty as you can when it comes to Kenya. That's it. I'm totally, completely over it. I'm happy Kenya said what she had to say. Yes, thank you. I didn't even get into what Marlo said back because you know what she said was some bullshit and I'm tired of it. I'm completely tired of Marlo acting the way she acts on the show. I'm over it, okay? Completely. So let's get into a couple of tweets because Twitter was on fire, of course, as usual last night. But this tweet right here, let's see. I have a couple queued up. What is this one? Okay, so Kenya, and first of all, you see the page, All True Tea. Guys, please follow them on Instagram. They're very good with housewives, tea, and keeping up with what's going on. So this is what Kenya had to say. She said, I have to live in my truth. I cannot be fake for a TV show. After being dragged and seeing all disgusting attacks on me and Candy we weren't even aware of, I was right. And then she put hashtag Real Housewives of Atlanta, hashtag toxic, hashtag fake. I agree. That's all Marlo does is drag Kenya. Just when they were at the gym for Drew's fitness thing. And her and Marlo got into it, getting in her face. I mean, she wants to just stress Kenya out every single episode because she's so adamant on keeping a damn peach and just doing what she has to do to survive to be a full-time housewife for next season. And on what does this other tweet say? Yes, Kenya responded when they said production paid for the trip, not Marlo. And she said facts. And I was already sitting here like, okay, did I not just say this earlier in the video that all the women get a chance at throwing something? They all have an event. It all circles around all the women. They all have an event that they show, that they have, whatever it may be. I guess it's their choice within their budget or whatever, however the hell it works with production. But Marlo needed Kenya there because Marlo would be boring if Kenya wasn't there because she wouldn't have nobody to beef with. Because her and Candy at this point, she's faking with Candy and Candy is not aware of the shit that Marlo's been saying about her so far. So it's like, as of right now, Candy is just playing nice because Marlo's playing nice. But Kenya at this point is just 100% over it, and I don't blame her. So that's one of the tweets. This is another one when someone said, Marlo in this manipulative speech, girl, please. And Kenya put gaslighting, which is exactly what she's doing. She's trying to gaslight the hell out of Kenya and get the biggest reaction she can get from her. And that's what it's about. And this tweet says, we have all seen the way she comes after me and Candy in every episode. So stop with the fake. She said, we see you, which is correct as well. Like, we all know it. If you really watch the show, then you'll know what we're all talking about. And this one right here from Queens of Bravo, I love them. They are so good. They said, Marlo throws shade at Kenya's relationship with Mark. Her body calls her a liar and then is somehow surprised when Kenya doesn't want anything to do with her. And Kenya said that part. I'm like, okay, she constantly, I don't even have to continue to keep saying it because I've said it enough. And anyone listening to this video, watching this video that watches Housewives, knows what this tweet is about. And this one right here, she says, so Kenya can't come to the house and have fun with them if she's not staying. Marlo is determined to mess with Kenya any way she can. Kenya retweeted that. That's 100% correct. It's the staying at the house. Because Kenya's not sitting here saying, oh, I don't want to be around Marlo at all. I mean, she's actually willing to be around Marlo because she knows she has to. This is pretty much work for these women. Like, whether she likes her or not, this is work. And you guys got to film scenes and you get paid for this stuff. So Kenya knows this. Kenya's very well aware of what she has to do. But her saying that she doesn't want to spend the night, this is how I know Marlo wants to get Kenya in give her the worst room. And for some reason, it's an extra room there that we have not seen because Kenya was supposed to come. Correct? So I'm sure it's a room in there that's bad. And had Kenya came, the women would not have had their own choice to go pick what room they wanted. Marlo would have switched that up and she would have made sure she appointed Kenya a bad room just to make Kenya mad. So I'm aware of that. Like, they're not going to sit here and play and think that I'm stupid because I know I'm not. This one right here, this is the last tweet that I want to get to because this one is 100% correct when it comes to Marlo. It says, if Marlo really needs to take time away from the boys, she should find someone to come stay with them in the home she's created rather than sending them to stay with somebody until she's ready. Remove yourself. Don't make the kids feel like it's their fault. And I just saw this tweet before I even started working on this video. And I said, you know what? Correct. Why don't you, being that you need the time to yourself, Marlo, why don't you go somewhere and relax yourself and unwind and let the boys stay in a home that you have created for them? It's nothing worse, let alone having to move from your home, but have to leave so someone else can get their sanity back? I mean, what? I'm totally not Team Marlo. I don't know how I feel about her even being here next season at this point. I know we still have more of the season left to pretty much watch, but guys, I don't know. This is a long video I did. Please, please, I want to hear what you have to say in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I really want to know what people think about this Kenya and Marlo just trying to manipulate Kenya, talking about when she was speaking to Sheree about how women, these Black women, how did we get here? She's asking Sheree, how did me and Kenya get here again? How did we get? I'm like, when I see her say stuff like that, and then the women are not correcting her, saying like, Marlo, you clearly don't like Kenya. What do you mean, how did you get here again? They're just sitting there, just letting her just get away with all of this. Who's going to be the person other than Kenya that's going to really call Marlo out on her BS? Who is it going to be? They're going to really let Marlo skate with this for the whole damn season? Just one thing, sidebar. I can't wait for the reunion. It should be very good. I can't wait. I can't wait. So guys, thank you for listening to this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I will talk to you guys again soon.